Good morning, welcome to Lancaster University. We're really delighted to be hosting the conference today that's bringing together so many people from across our region. My name's Hannah Morgan, I'm the person who I've had various emails from, and I work here in the Department of Sociology and teach on our qualifying programmes in social work. And we're particularly pleased that some of our students have come along today as well. I've been really privileged over the last year to be working with colleagues, particularly from Calderdale and Bradford local authorities as part of Department of Health pilots of the Named Social Worker Initiative. And so what we want to do today is to share what we've learned from participating, tell you a bit more about the pilot, particularly how we've experienced it in Calderdale and in Bradford, and to hear from you about how we can better support better social work for people with learning difficulties in the region, as we're hoping the pilot's moving forward. We're waiting for confirmation from the Department of Health, but we're optimistic that it's moving forward. I'm going to start with some practicalities. This is the County South Lecture Theatre. The whole sessions are going to take place in here. Hopefully you've already found the private dining room, which is where the coffee was served earlier. Lunch and then coffee and tea this afternoon will also be served there. There are some toilets just outside the entrance. There are more in the private dining room, and there are some round the corner in the marketplace in case there's congestion during the breaks. We aren't expecting a fire alarm test, so obviously if it goes off, we're expecting it to be a real one, so you just need to make your way out. There are quads either side, and we can wait outside until we're given permission to come back in. We're live streaming today. John Popham has got various cameras, devices, microphones spread around the front. They're predominantly focused on people at the front, but he will be picking up questions later on. He's going to be capturing those, and we're hoping to have them available online afterwards for people who haven't been able to attend. Harry Venning, who's on my right, who many of you will know from his Claire in the Community cartoons and hopefully recognise from the images above, will be cartooning as we go along, which we're quite excited about. He'll be capturing some of the ideas and discussions for the day. And he's also got a stall in the private dining room with all sorts of Claire in the Community merchandise I've been reliably informed to remind you about. You'll also find BASWA, Research and Practice for Adults, and Bradford Talking Media with stalls in the private dining room, and there'll be people there during the breaks and during lunchtimes if you'd like to talk to them. As well as presenting this afternoon, Bradford Talking Media, who I think are all over here, just a wave. They're going to have a video booth, and they're keen to capture your ideas, responses to the day, very open to what you want to say. Especially around the barriers that people with learning difficulties experience living the lives they want to, and what social work role can play. We've also got delegates who are BSL speakers, and there are interpreters to my right. We'll also be using microphones as long as they keep working. We've got a handheld which I will get working once people start talking. So can we make sure, if you're going to ask a question or make a comment, that you wait till you've got the microphone so that hopefully everyone can hear, and particularly that the live stream can pick that up. Some of the self-advocates who are here today have supporters with them, and so they might be talking quietly during some of the presentations and discussions just to explain what's happening so that they feel included, and also so they can contribute better to the questions and discussions. We'd really like the day to be as inclusive and comfortable as it can be for everyone, so please make yourself at home. There'll be opportunities to ask questions of the speakers, and we've put in some time for us to talk together about the issues that are arising, particularly this afternoon. And I'll encourage you after lunch maybe to move round a little bit so that we can have discussions perhaps with different groups of people rather than the people you're sitting with in the first half. So please contribute as you feel comfortable. It's not compulsory. If you don't want to ask a question, if you don't want to be part of the discussion, that's absolutely fine. You can write things down. There are lots of post-its and notes on your table if you want to put things on there, and either put them up on the whiteboards or on the whiteboard at the front, but please not on the walls. We've been told we don't have to put anything on the pristine, lovely white walls. We'll make sure that we pick up your questions and comments and that we share them more widely. You can talk to Bradford Talking Media, you can talk to John with his cameras, or you can send us a message on Twitter, and we're using the hashtag Better Social Work, which we've managed to write incredibly smallly on the front, but hopefully it's self-explanatory from the name of the event. And we'll be trying to capture as much of this to share with you and to share more widely in the region after the event. There is Wi-Fi. If you're based at a university, you'll be able to find EduRoam. If you're not based at a university, if you look for LU-visitor and then click through, I'm reliably informed it takes you through the stages and should be straightforward. If there's any problems, let me know and I can get our IT support to help us. But it should be working fine if you need to use that. Okay, I think that's all the practical questions, unless anyone's got any questions about the running of the day or where things are. No? Okay. I'm afraid that Lyn Romeo has had to send her apologies. She really wanted to be here today, but she's been called somewhere more important. I can't imagine what that could possibly be. But what she has done is send us a short video that captures what she wanted to share with you.
Hi, I'm Lyn Romeo, Chief Social Work for Adults. I'm sorry I can't be with you in person today, and I do hope the learning and reflection from the day will support developing the very best practice approach for working with people with learning disabilities, their families and supporters. It is so important that we develop practice that can really contribute to better lives for people, ensuring that citizenship and social inclusion outcomes are central to our practice. Understanding what works and developing a practice approach together with people will help us to get it as right as we can. As social workers, our human rights, social justice, relationship-based approach, combined with critical reflective practice, should ensure that social work is absolutely person-centred and values the strengths, gifts and experiences of those people we have the privilege of working with and supporting. This support includes providing support and advocacy to enable people to live inclusive lives in their communities and to achieve as much independence as possible. It also means working with the family and others that care about them to support the connections and social networks that can make a real difference. Social workers can be the bridge to community resources and services and should be having an influential role in ensuring that such support is designed and delivered with people to best meet their needs, especially in relation to housing options, access to health and meaningful occupation. Our practice must be evidence-informed and underpinned by theoretical concepts, alongside developing from the practical and lived experience of the people we work with. Good practice requires good knowledge, and I hope the knowledge exchange today will contribute to filling the gap we have about what is effective social work practice with people with learning disabilities. So knowing what approach works best will also provide a basis for developing a capability statement and post-qualification advanced practice standards for social workers in this very important area of practice. Enjoy the day, and I'm really looking forward to hearing about the outcomes of your discussions. Thank you.